Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Watches TV, where I watch all the television shows, and then I come over here and I react to them. And today I want to talk about the 4-part Hulu series called SCAMANDA. SCAMANDA. Okay, so I'm going to do this video a little bit different today than I usually do my videos over here. I'm usually very serious. Well, my Daryl Dixon video wasn't very serious that I did the other day. I had so much fun making that video. But I just got done doing a video for my drama commentary channel, my Peter Mon channel. And so I have my fan right here, my trash fan, which I think is very, very fitting in talking about Amanda Riley from the SCAMANDA podcast and SCAMANDA documentary. And then I also have my lip balm and my lip gloss. So we're going to use those in just a second. And we're just going to act like we're having a little conversation. So this is going to be very much today like me just talking to one of my girlfriends about this show. Or my cousin Caroline. Because Caroline's the one that told me about the show that I needed to watch this show. Okay, so this is not going to get into the facts. This is just going to be my reaction like we're here having a conversation about SCAMANDA. First of all, let me tell you about SCAMANDA. Let me tell you about this gal. Well, first of all, let me tell you how I found out about this, okay? So every month, going into the next month, I Google search what new true crime documentaries are coming out and all this kind of stuff. I think I was on a vlog one night. I vlog every single day on my vlog channel called Peter Vlogs, and I just tell stories of my life and what I did the last 24 hours and stuff like that. And so I think I was on there one night and I was looking up the new true crime that was coming out, and SCAMANDA was listed on there. And I was like, oh, I really, I heard good things about this. I want to watch it. But I didn't really know anything about it at all. And so I put it on my list to watch, but it was 4 parts. And Hulu usually releases an episode a week. And I'm at this stage in my life now where I do not have the patience to wait and watch an episode a week, then another show. Okay, I'm done with that. My husband and I, we watch The Housewives, we watch Traitors, all the shows we watch, they release, RuPaul's Drag Race, an episode a week. He was really wanting to watch White Lotus when it came out, so we started White Lotus when it came out. But typically, right now, I'm waiting for Yellow Jackets all to be out. So I usually wait. True Detective is where I started this. True Detective, the last season. I love, love, love the show True Detective. And when the last season came out with Jodie Foster, I watched the first episode, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to wait till the whole thing comes out. Because I get into these shows, Hijack on Apple is a good example of this. I watched every week. I could not wait until Hijack came out. So when True Detective came out, I was like, I'm done with this. Okay, my complaint in the world today is why on streaming we pay for streaming services. This is not cable television. This is not Turn the Knob back when I was growing up as a kid. Just release the show all at one time, okay? So we can binge watch the show. You're gonna get more attention on the show, and then it's gonna heat up more. I'm over them releasing 1 episode a week. That's my complaint for the day, okay? And everybody that I know, my friend Tom Jean, my cousin, everybody, we all complain about that, okay? I mean, it's not like a real world complaint, but it's my complaint for the day. So anyway, I saw that it came out. People ask me all the time, they're like, are you watching Severance? I loved season 1 of Severance. I'm waiting until the whole season of Severance, season 2 is out. So anyway, I saw that it was 4 parts and they were releasing it 1 episode a week, and that the last episode came out last week. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to wait until this last episode comes out. I'll put some lip balm on because I got lots to say about this. Okay, so I kind of had forgotten that it was on, and I had it on my list. I have a list of, I keep lists of all the TV shows I'm watching, my weekly TV shows, so I can check them off when I'm done watching them, and then shows that I want to binge for this channel, and shows I just want to binge in general. Those are and then I keep a list of all the true crime I've watched as well, and then all the shows I've watched for now 2025, 2024, okay, so I keep lists of all my TV shows, I know. And I just started a new Instagram just for this channel. So every night on my stories, I'm putting what shows I'm watching. Last night, I was watching the premiere of Survivor, and I was catching up on Matlock, and Alex and I were watching Beverly Hills and stuff like that. So I keep up, and then I put all my reviews over there. I share stuff that I'm just I see that's coming out, The Last of Us, the new season's coming out in April, things like that. So please go follow my new Instagram. I'm having so much fun on this channel and on that Instagram. Somebody messaged me last night, and they said, I was messaging everybody back that DM'd me, and somebody said, thank you so much for posting on this channel. You're posting so regularly, or over here on this Instagram. I can tell you're having so much fun with this. I am. I love to watch TV. I love to talk about TV. My friends and I, Caroline, my husband and I, we all talk about TV all the time. So it's this is just natural for me. So anyway, now I need some lip gloss. Okay, so I kind of had forgotten about the SCAMANDA show. So the other day, I guess it was, I don't remember when it was. Caroline told me about it. It was during Cousin Fun Day. My cousin comes picks me up every Wednesday. And so Caroline was like, and we run errands around together and stuff like that. And Caroline's like, have you watched this SCAMANDA? When was this? This must have been last week. And she was like, have you watched this SCAMANDA? And I said, no, because I'm waiting for the last episode to come out, which I think was coming out last Thursday. And she's like, oh my God, it's so good. And I was like, well, what's it about? Now, my cousin Caroline, she loves documentaries, true crime documentaries, but she likes documentaries about mostly religious cults. She just finished watching, I'm going to probably watch it to come over here, How I Escaped the Cult or whatever. Each episode's different. She said it was fantastic. But she loves like religious cult shows. She loves all like Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey. She loved that, all kind of stuff. So she watches that, but she also likes to watch like scam artists like cons and stuff like that. Like she was the one that got me to watch an update on our family about Micah Stauffer and things like that. So she was like, you need to watch this SCAMANDA show. Okay, I like to watch true crime that I get real scared at like 3 o'clock in the morning and it's like murders and stuff like that. That's what I like to watch. Something that's going to get me real scared. So I was like, I don't know that I really want to watch a SCAMANDA one. I watched a trailer for it and I was like, girl, I don't know that I can do this. What about this SCAMANDA? Anyway, so I started watching it the other night. I don't even know how I finished it. I think I watched like 2 episodes one night, 2 episodes the next night or something like that. I can't remember how I watched it. All I know is I started watching this show and I was hooked. I was so hooked from the beginning on this show. And this is not a typical like true crime that I love. Like this is not like, so I've had a true crime book club that I run with my friend Mel. Hey Mel, how are you? For a long time. We read that one that they turned into that Inventing Anna show. I can't remember what the show was called. I hated that book. I hated that book about that Anna girl and how she fooled all them people. And all. I just don't love shows like that. Okay. Even like, some of the more dating ones, like the Tinder Swindler and stuff like that, I like those a little bit more. But like stuff like this, and just to be honest with you, it kind of makes me really sad, is what it does. For the people that like get, you know, so like, I don't know, screwed over. It just makes me really, really sad. But when I watch a documentary, it has a lot to do with like how I feel like they tell the story, how it unfolds, and all this kind of stuff. Like I just finished watching Finding Andrea. I'm going to be doing that review in the next day or two if you want to watch that before I do my reaction to it. It's on Max. It's called Finding Andrea. It's about Andrea Knable. So for me, when I'm watching a documentary, it's not just about the subject matter of the documentary. It's really how it's told. Like, is the storytelling done in a way that it is, like, intriguing to watch? Is there also maybe, like, a meaning behind all of it? That's all the things I look at when I'm judging a true crime documentary. And SCAMANDA had all of it. So, first of all, the way that it unfolds is kind of like you're constantly surprised. Like, you know, jump scares in horror movies. It's kind of like that. But, like, you never know who's going to sit down in the chair next and is going to spill their beans on what they know about Amanda Riley. So, this is what SCAMANDA is about. It just came out in January. Here, I have it pulled up here. Just a quick synopsis on it. And it says under here, wife, mother, and blogger Amanda Riley's tragic cancer tale captivates thousands. But after an anonymous tip to an investigative reporter, her own words may prove to be her downfall. So what it's about is about this woman. When you meet her, and I didn't listen to the podcast, which I heard was fantastic. The podcaster, I think her name is Charlie something. She is so good. I love her. I love her. Gorgeous, on point. But at the end, she kind of lost me a little bit because she still feels kind of like she wants to believe Amanda. I was like, girl! No, Charlie, what are you doing? Why? She's like talking to her in prison. She's like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, no, you do know. You did a podcast. The woman's a scam artist. Like, okay, we don't give those people 15,000 chances, okay? They're a mess. They're a mess. So anyway, so when you start it, you're introduced to Amanda Riley, okay? And Amanda Riley is this woman that is married to this guy named Corey, okay? And Corey is, like, he has a daughter from another marriage. I tell you, one of the people that I absolutely loved in this is the housekeeper that, like, babysits the kids and whatever. She just, I could just imagine her the whole time watching back being like, Amanda is screwing people out of all this money. And she's, like, patting Corey's back and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, I love the housekeeper so much. But anyway, so Amanda is married to Corey. Now, you don't know this at the time, okay? But what you find out later is that Amanda was actually hired to be like the dance and gymnastics coach to Corey's first wife's daughter, okay, from another marriage, her daughter, Jamie, that has leukemia, okay? And so she was in and out of the hospital. She couldn't go to school. And so they wanted her to have a life. And she's interviewed greatly. I mean, they had everybody interviewed in this thing except for Amanda Riley. It was fantastically done. So they hire Amanda to come to her house to teach her like dance and whatever because they want her to have a normal life. And so then Amanda kind of like integrates herself into this family. And then at some point, this woman, his ex-wife, I think her name's Annetta. Annetta and Corey, I can't remember what her name is. But anyway, they get divorced. And then when they get divorced, Amanda starts spending a lot of time with Corey, okay? And then they eventually get married. And then there's like this huge custody battle because Corey and his ex-wife also had a child together. And I think her name's Jessa. And so there's this custody battle because basically what it is at that point, you find this out like in the second or third episode. Basically what it is that Amanda wants to present this picture that her and Corey and this stepdaughter, that the mother is a mess and the mother can't take care of her, which none of that is true. This mother is fantastic. And she's like this neglectful mother. And Amanda swooped in and took care of this poor stepdaughter and took care of her herself. And so they want to get full physical custody of her. And then Amanda has a child. And so then it's this like perfect family unit. And then they start going to this church, okay, this mega church, which, I don't know, is called something like Faith and Fuckery or something like that. I mean, it's straight up fuckery. First of all, listen, I got friends of mine that go to these mega churches. Do you, baby? Okay, do you? I just talked about religiosity and spirituality. I'm a very, very spiritual person. I've been sober for 30 years. You know, I got a higher power. I'm a very spiritual person, okay? And I will say this. In my life, I have a lot of very loving, kind, and faithful Christian friends, okay? I don't judge people for that. Do you? But I also have seen in my life, at my 52 years, a lot of hypocrisy that has come from Christian counterparts, okay? And I have witnessed that a lot of it seems to sometimes come from these mega churches, okay? But I also know that people love those mega churches, baby. They be in there talking in tongues. They be talking in tongues and having the Holy Ghost and all kinds of things, okay? Up in there talking in tongues and having the Holy Ghost. And they love it, okay? They love them nothing more than a Saturday at 10 p.m. service, listening to a Christian rock band and somebody witnessing their testimony, baby, okay? Now, I would be rather watching a movie and DoorDashing, you know, some pizza or something like that. But that's what people want to do. They want to go to those mega churches, baby, have at it, okay? Now, Amanda Riley, oh, she is bold, honey. She is bold. This Amanda Riley, she is bold, baby. And I cannot imagine this woman spends so much time in this mega church, okay? She spends so much time as a member. She is there raising money to fill her own pockets, but she's there testimonying, she's there witnessing in there, she's there having the Holy Ghost, baby. She is in there all the time. I have never known anybody, okay, that has spent so much time in a mega church, okay, of all places, when there is a perfectly fine place reserved in hell for you over here, okay? Listen, you're wasting your time, baby, okay? You are wasting your time. I don't know why she's spending so much time up in that church trying to get money. This woman was so money hungry, okay? I thought her husband, first of all, one of the things about all of these shows that's so weird to me, it's like the Ashley Madison one that I can't remember, Sam and Nia, and they were like, you know, God-loving, God-fearing, you know, Christian family vloggers and all this kind of stuff. Why are the men always so fuckable? I mean, I'm just asking. They're so good looking, aren't they? Like that Sam guy was, and Corey, her husband. So good looking, and people are like, oh, Corey didn't know anything about it. The fuck he didn't. The fuck that Corey man didn't know nothing about what was going on. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm putting the cart before the horse. So anyway, so if it were me, baby, we would not be going to the mega church, okay? We'd be going to the mega bed is where we would be going, okay? So she starts telling everybody that she's got cancer. Well, she's got these friends, okay? That's in 2012. She's got these friends, okay, which I love this woman, and she was the OG whistleblower. I think her name's Lisa and Steve. And so they're like, you can tell they have some money, right? And so Amanda and Corey used to hang out with them, but then they like told too many lies. They wouldn't be friends with them anymore. So in 2010, Amanda told Lisa that she had cancer, probably because she got the idea from her Jamie, who she was coaching, and then Lisa told her that her friend had raised a lot of money and all this kind of stuff. So she decides that she's all of a sudden going to have cancer. Okay, now when I'm watching this, I mean, all jokes aside, because this thing was ridiculous. Okay, I have had so many friends of mine that have had varying different kinds of cancer. I've had several friends of mine that have passed from cancer. I mean, after years of trying every kind of, you know, chemo and every kind of treatment out there, you know, trying new treatments that their doctors would suggest and things like that. It is such a hell, and I feel for every single one of my friends and family, or friends and their family members that went through that. And, you know, I look at my friends that went through that, specifically this one friend of mine that just had such grace through it all. You know, just absolutely such grace. And I think about that, and I think about, like, this girl, Jamie, in there that was, like, you know, cancer survivor. She had leukemia. And she's so directly related to the story. And I think it's not just sick that you were stealing money from people or getting people to donate money because you said you had cancer when you didn't, okay? It goes so much deeper than that. Like, you're taking away the stories of people out there that's their lived experience. And many of them, that's their lived experience until they died. I mean, they share the story about this woman that she worked with in the school. I think her name was Miss Cindy or something like that. It's just really sad. It's like, and, you know, one of the things they say out there is that it was such a perfect scam because who in this world doesn't know somebody that has had cancer? Well, then what you're doing is you're taking those people that, like, let's say if I had, and I never did because I didn't know SCAMANDA, let's just say if I had donated money based on my history of what I knew with my friends, you're tainting their stories by using basically other people's empathy and sympathy for what they've, like, friends and family members that they've gone through to make money off of. It's so disgusting. And then, let alone it's happening in a church, okay? So what it is she comes out with this scam that she says she has cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma. And she says that, but this Lisa chick clocks it because she's like, she told me in 2010. Now she said she got diagnosed in 2012. She starts writing this blog. The blog gets real famous, okay? Which is interesting to me because I've had friends of mine that were on these cancer ones, like I think one's called like Carrying Bridges or something like that they share like daily what's going on. I think she must have got the idea from something like that. So she starts this daily vlog where she's vlogging about her treatments, taking pictures. You find out a lot of it. What she was doing was just going to the emergency room for something, then taking pictures while she was in the emergency room and using those pictures for her vlog, saying she was getting cancer treatments, chemo. I mean, it's so disgusting the lengths that this woman went to, okay? And then she has like this, so then this Lisa, when she finds out that she's meeting Leanne Rimes and she's, you know, getting money from a church donated to her. I mean, this one gal, this one friend of hers said she donated no less than $20,000 or $30,000. $20,000 or $30,000, okay? Which is interesting to me that the grand sum they came up with was $100,000. I was thinking that was rather low. I thought the amount of money that she would have to pay in restitution would be like, I thought, honest to God, it's got to be like $1 million at this point. Because she did it for years. And there was like monthly subscriptions where you could donate money and things like that. I just was so blown away by this. So this old friend of hers sees her blog and she's so disgusted about it that she sends this. They don't really ever explain in the documentary. If they did, I guess I missed it, but I watched it pretty closely. How Charlie, the podcaster, gets involved. Maybe they did tell it, but they just show her like, I think maybe the podcast starts because after she pleads guilty at the end of it. But she comes up to her and gives her a card and that's how they start talking. Maybe that's how the podcast started. I don't know. But anyway, I like I said, I've heard the podcast is amazing. I haven't listened to it. And I loved her presence in the documentary. I thought she was fantastic. I just didn't understand why she still had like misgivings of believing or not believing her when she's like done everybody wrong. So this friend Lisa reaches out to this reporter, okay, from this Crime Watch show and like says this woman's faking cancer. So this reporter starts looking into it. She involves this investigator. Then they get the IRS involved because it's like wiretapping scams and things like that. Or not wiretapping, wire scams of like money. And it's like this IRS thing and filing taxes. And so then like they like arrest her at her house and like all these like squad cars come around. And it's like this, I mean, it's like this SWAT team comes up to her house. I mean, it's like this massive thing. But you would think that would make her stop. It doesn't make her stop. She keeps on going. And she keeps on going and writing this blog. And she keeps on talking about, like, you know, how bad the cancer is. I mean, she keeps on perpetuating this lie up until the very, very end. They asked this one friend of hers who was so nice. I love this woman. They said, when did you, like, stop believing her? And she said, when she pled guilty. Like, she's like, I didn't. Like, she even called her, like, the day that she got arrested and said, I'm so sorry for what your family is going through. You know, and as I was watching this, it was interesting because a lot of the people say, like, why would you ever question it? I think it's an interesting question, you know? Like, why would you? Like, I was thinking about my friends that many of them are cancer survivors today. One of my friends, she can't stand that word, but anyway, you know, other of them have made it through to the other side and are in remission. Several of them have been in remission for several years. You know, I mean, my husband and I have very close friends of ours that are, you know, transplant recipients that are doing fantastic today. I don't think you ever would question that. I don't know that you ever would, especially as being a really close friend of somebody. And everybody said she was really nice, she was really caring, she was really giving. Then they kind of go back and they talk about like her childhood and stuff like that. But even then, like how like this one friend said she's always lied. She'd lie about inconsequential stuff. But that doesn't really fit. I'm not using the word, the investigator, he uses the word. He says, like, it's narcissism on, like, a grand scale. That she just continues with this, right? Like, she doesn't think that there's anything wrong with what she did. And I'm, like, watching this, and I'm like, well, you wouldn't really doubt it. But, like, that doesn't really fit along with, like, the friend tells some lies that she told, like, in elementary school. And I'm like, okay, well, there's, like, a lie like that. And then there's, like, that you went to some store. And then there's a lie like, I have cancer, and I'm taking pictures of it. And I'm blogging every day and writing about this. And I'm hosting baseball games and meeting celebrities and standing up in my church witnessing and having people donate hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not a lie. That's a lifestyle. That's a lifestyle. I mean, like, it's unbelievable to me. And I just was blown away by this documentary. I couldn't believe it. The amount of people that were hurt by this. I mean, she went so far as to, like, they got physical and legal custody over her stepdaughter, which was this other woman's, you know, she said, you're the biological mother and I'm the mother, or something like that. Then when the stepdaughter, who loved Amanda, reached out to her when the arrest happened and said, she got upset that her mom told her about it. And she said, you don't need to contact me anymore. You're blocked. Contact your father. She blocked her. Like, this is how she treated people in her life. When she got what she got from you and she was done, she was done. So she got 5 years at the end is what she got. So she pled guilty. She was supposed to get something like 18 months. And the judge was like, if you get out sooner and you don't get, like, if you do not get a consequence that's hard enough that matches what you did, then you will be out there doing it again tomorrow. She's like, you will do this again because I don't think you've learned anything from it. So she gives her 5 years in prison, which is interesting to me. I mean, it's a huge amount of sentencing for this crime. I mean, when you look at other crimes like this, it's a huge sentencing. But I think the interesting question is, will she do it again? I just looked at the end of it. I think it says she got out like in December. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next, or if people continue to follow her closely. The end of it is this interview with the podcaster, and like she says something like, you know, she says she's having health problems, but like, I don't know. Like, I mean, how could you believe anything that this woman said, you know, at all, ever again? And her husband's divorced her, and he didn't get charged with anything because they couldn't, like, even though everybody believed that he knew exactly what was going on and he had, you know, a clue of like everything that was going on, they couldn't, like, they didn't have, you know, evidence to prove that he was part of the scam because it was all going through her. It was interesting because they talked a lot about her mom knowing a lot about it, but her mom wasn't indicted either. So anyway, apparently she got out in December. I don't know what she's doing today, but I'm telling you right now, this documentary is like, baby, she's bold. She is bold. I mean, I would not have this woman within 10 feet of me. I mean, she is scary. If she would go to these lengths, I mean, this is like a made-up kind of movie. Like, I watched it and I was like, how do you even go to these lengths to conceptualize and think this stuff up? It was unbelievable. So if you watched it, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.